This fairly extreme pass is for the more experienced driver. It ascends 739 meters over 14.4 kilometers, producing some exceptionally steep gradients, with some of the sections an adrenaline pumping 1 in 3. The pass is the main access road to the Tiffendale ski resort, which is now defunct and is generally well maintained, with the steeper sections either having been strip concreted or fully concreted. We filmed this pass from north to south in the descending mode for maximum scenic value, although this is not the way most first-timers will travel it. The pass is not recommended for novice drivers, but it is quite doable in a normal sedan vehicle in fair weather. Be well prepared if you plan on driving this route in winter, as temperatures can drop as low as -22, so ensure you have enough warm clothing in case something goes wrong. The road is not to be trifled with, and although a 4x4 is not mandatory, it is nonetheless recommended. When ascending this pass in a normal vehicle, the steep sections will need to be tackled in first gear. Under no circumstances should you try to change to second gear until you're at the summit. Remain in first gear and keep the revs up, making sure you don't stall the car, especially on the hairpin bends. Automatic vehicles should select the lowest gear and lock the gearbox down in that gear. The section with the switchbacks needs your concentration, and whilst the hairpins are very sharp, even big 4x4s will make the turns by utilizing the space on the corners that have been created for that purpose. The stream after which the pass is named, the Carlisleshoekspruit, follows the very steep concreted section immediately after commencing the descent. It's a tributary of the much bigger Bell River, which runs along the east-west axis down the main valley towards Rhodes. Along this upper section, extreme caution should be taken, and drivers should commence the descent and remain in first gear, using engine compression to slow the vehicle down rather than use the brakes, which can easily overheat on such extreme gradients. The maximum gradients are as steep as 1 in 3, and brake failure is a very real possibility. The main descent ends at the northernmost farm, called Huguenot. Please be aware of coming across livestock at any point along this road. From the summit, the pass starts at the crossing of the cattle grid near a solitary green roof cottage at the top of the mountain at an altitude of 2,563 meters. If you're not in a 4x4 and it's been snowing, under no circumstances should you attempt this descent. Over the next 14 kilometers, the road will descend an ear-popping 741 meters, making it the 15th biggest altitude-gaining pass in South Africa. Just after the first concrete bridge, the road reaches its steepest gradient, and it's best to be in first gear to effectively control your speed and braking. The safest places to stop are just on the hairpin bends where one can enjoy the crisp mountain air, waterfalls and breathtaking scenery. The scenery here is reminiscent of the Scottish Highlands, and the names in the area bear testimony to the hardy Scottish immigrants who originally settled in these lands. With names like Tiffindale, Burnbrae, Loch Ness, Ben Macdui, Glengareth, Pitlochry, Glengyle, and of course Carlisle's Corner, it leaves no doubt as to the Scottish legacy. This particular switchback is the steepest part of the entire pass, where the gradient gets below 1 in 3. The village of Rhodes is the focal point of tourism in this remote and high-altitude part of the Eastern Cape. Rhodes village exudes a timeless charm and beauty. The Victorian-era village, dating back to 1880, was declared a National Conservation Area in 1997. It's surrounded by sparkling rivers and majestic mountains, making it an ideal getaway for adventure lovers and those seeking a break from the stresses of city life. It's the only complete village in South Africa that is a national monument from end to end. In the summer months, fly fishing enthusiasts flock to Rhodes. The lake at the top of the mountain close to Tiffindale is called Loch Ness, and it's the highest stillwater fly fishing venue in South Africa. From this point, the steepest part of the pass comes to an end. The heading switches from west to south, revealing a long view down the Carlisleshoekspruit Valley. Just to the north of the Tiffindale ski resort is the highest mountain in the Eastern Cape, known as Ben Macdui, with a summit height of 3,001 meters. The indigenous people call it Makolo, which means the Great Mother, but the local farming community refer to it simply and fondly as Ben Mac. Besides sheep and cattle farming, farmers here also grow vegetables, lucerne and maize crops. The beautiful Bell River Valley is a renowned fly fishing hotspot. Amongst the many attractions in Rhodes, one can visit the old Rhodes Hotel, which dates back to 1880, or go to the Walkabout Inn. One can also get accommodation at the Lovedale and Parkdale Farms, the Kinmel Guest Farm, Delgamut Trout Lodge, the Rubicon Flats, or Rhodes Retreat. For those simply wanting to camp, the village has a well-shaded caravan park as well. Rhodes is a wonderful place to visit for the adventure set, like road running, hiking, mountain biking and fly fishing, or just a sleepy, restful and friendly haven for stressed out city folk to rejuvenate their souls. The Walkabout Inn proprietor, Ian Walker, is a font of knowledge on the area. If you're a history buff, that's the place to go. This valley has very steep sides and is prone to flash flooding. Should you be caught on the wrong side of a flooded bridge or drift, it's best to wait until the water levels subside, which they usually do within an hour. A farmhouse appears dead ahead. This is the last farm in the valley, called the Huguenot Farm. Coming up are the last two hairpins of the pass. If it's been raining, be especially careful here, as things can get very slippery. The first half of the pass ends at the drift crossing of the Carlisleshoekspruit River. This is followed by the second half, which is a fairly easy drive out along the valley towards Rhodes. This pass is a gateway to a breathtakingly rugged landscape. With its serpentine bends and dramatic elevations, it offers spectacular views of the Drakensberg. It's a journey through wild beauty with steep cliffs and rolling valleys unfolding with every twist. The pass is not for the faint-hearted, as it challenges drivers with its unpaved narrow track, but the reward is an unparalleled adventure. It's a hidden gem for adventurers seeking to experience the untamed splendor of South Africa's highlands. Rhodes village was established in 1891, and this charming village was named in honour of Cecil John Rhodes, the British imperialist and Prime Minister of the Cape Colony at the time. Originally developed as a farming community, Rhodes quickly became a haven for settlers seeking the tranquility and isolation of the remote Drakensberg region. The village is characterized by its well-preserved Victorian architecture, a testament to its late 19th century origins. These historic buildings, many of which have been meticulously maintained, give Rhodes a unique and timeless atmosphere. The village's layout, with wide streets and spacious plots, reflects the vision of its founders, who sought to create a prosperous and harmonious community. Don't miss part 2 of the Carlisleshoekspruit Pass.